Why the 10mm auto became the FBI's biggest firearms blunder. A bold but flawed decision. In 1989, the FBI made a decision that would forever be remembered as one of the most ambitious yet ultimately unsuccessful moves in law enforcement history. The Bureau adopted the 10mm auto cartridge as its new standard sidearm ammunition, pairing it with the Smith & Wesson Model 1076 pistol. At the time, this decision was hailed as revolutionary, aimed at addressing the growing concerns that FBI agents were being outgunned by increasingly well-armed criminals. However, what started as a promising solution quickly unraveled into a significant operational and logistical failure. By 1993, just 3 years after the adoption of the 10mm auto, the FBI terminated the program and transitioned to the .40 cartridge paired with Glock pistols. The story of the 10mm auto is not just one of technical missteps. It is a case study in how real-world needs, practicality, and feedback from the field often conflict with theoretical advantages. To understand this decision, we must start with the critical event that led to the adoption of the 10mm auto, the 1986 Miami Shootout. The Miami Shootout, a catalyst for change. On April 11, 1986, the FBI suffered one of its darkest days during a shootout with two serial bank robbers, Michael Platt and William Matix, in Miami, Florida. This encounter left 2 agents dead, 5 others wounded, and exposed glaring weaknesses in the FBI's standard-issue firearms, the weapons disparity. The FBI agents involved in the shootout were equipped with a mix of firearms, including Smith & Wesson Model 13 revolvers, loaded with .38 Special Plus rounds, Smith & Wesson Model 459 pistols, chambered in 9mm with a 14-round magazine. A few agents carried personal sidearms, such as the Smith & Wesson Model 686 revolver. In contrast, the criminals wielded significantly more powerful weapons. Michael Platt carried a Ruger Mini 14 semi-automatic rifle, chambered in .223 Remington, capable of firing high-velocity rounds with devastating impact. William Matix initially used a 12-gauge shotgun and later switched to a .357 Magnum revolver. This disparity in firepower was critical. The agents found themselves outgunned, particularly when attempting to penetrate cover or stop a determined attacker like Platt, who continued firing despite sustaining multiple gunshot wounds. A defining moment, one of the most pivotal moments during the shootout, occurred when FBI agent Jerry Dove fired a 9mm round that struck Platt in the chest. The bullet nearly reached his heart but failed to incapacitate him. Platt continued to engage the agents, inflicting further casualties. This highlighted a significant issue. The FBI's standard ammunition lacked sufficient stopping power to neutralize threats quickly. The shootout ended with the deaths of both suspects, but the cost was high. 2 FBI agents, Jerry Dove and Benjamin Grogan, were killed, while 5 others sustained serious injuries. Lessons learned. In the aftermath, the FBI conducted a comprehensive review of the incident, focusing on weapon performance, tactics, and ammunition effectiveness. The findings were clear: stopping power deficiency. The .38 Special and 9mm rounds used by the agents lacked the penetration and energy transfer needed to stop determined attackers. Firepower and reloading. Revolvers, while reliable, could not compete with the high-capacity semi-automatic weapons used by the suspects. The Bureau concluded that it needed a more powerful sidearm cartridge that combined stopping power with manageable recoil, leading to the selection of the 10mm auto. The development of the 10mm auto. The 10mm auto's story began long before the Miami Shootout. Its origins trace back to the early 1970s. when firearms editor Whit Collins identified a gap in handgun ammunition options. At the time, law enforcement relied heavily on calibers, the .45 ACP, known for its stopping power but hindered by low magazine capacity and heavy recoil, the 9mm, praised for its low recoil and higher magazine capacity, but criticized for its lack of energy and stopping power. Collins envisioned a .40 caliber cartridge that could deliver the best of both worlds. Collaborating with gunsmith John French, he developed the .40 Gonda cartridge, which was a modified .30 Remington rifle case loaded with a 180-grain .40 caliber bullet. While the cartridge showed promise, it failed to gain traction in the firearms industry. Jeff Cooper and the birth of the 10mm auto, the concept of a 200 feet per second, essentially combining the stopping power of a Magnum revolver with the versatility of a semi-automatic pistol. Swedish ammunition manufacturer Norma turned Cooper's vision into reality. Developing the 10mm auto, the cartridge debuted with formidable specifications. 200-grain full metal jacket bullet traveling at 1,200 feet per second. 170-grain jacketed hollow point reaching an astonishing 1,400 feet per second. These high velocities provided exceptional penetration and stopping power. However, the intense recoil proved to be a challenge, even for experienced shooters. The Bren 10, a missed opportunity to complement the 10mm auto. Startup company Dornos and Dixon partnered with Cooper to design a pistol specifically for the cartridge. The result was the Bren 10. Based on an enlarged CZ75 design, the Bren 10 featured innovative elements, such as interchangeable barrels and high-capacity magazines, making it one of the most advanced pistols of its time. However, the Bren 10's production was plagued by delays, quality control issues, and financial mismanagement. By 1986, Dornos and Dixon declared bankruptcy, having delivered fewer than 2,000 pistols. Despite its appearance in the popular TV series Miami Vice, the Bren 10 failed to achieve commercial success. The FBI's adoption of the 10mm auto following the Miami Shootout. The FBI began an exhaustive search for a new standard sidearm cartridge. The Bureau's requirements were clear. The new cartridge had to deliver significantly more stopping power than the .38 Special and 9mm, but with manageable recoil and suitable for semi-automatic pistols. The 10mm auto, with its powerful ballistics, seemed to be the perfect choice to make it more user-friendly. The FBI opted for a reduced power version known as the 10mm Lite. This load featured a 180-grain bullet traveling at approximately 950 feet per second, providing sufficient penetration while reducing the harsh recoil of full-power 10mm rounds. The Smith & Wesson Model 1076 to accompany the new cartridge. The FBI commissioned Smith & Wesson to produce a semi-automatic pistol that could chamber the 10mm auto. The result was the Model 1076, a double-action, single-action pistol with a decocking lever for safety, robust construction, and ergonomic design to handle the high-pressure 10mm round. Initially, the Model 1076 appeared to be a game-changer. Its robust design and advanced features were hailed as significant improvements over the revolvers and early semi-automatics used by the FBI. However, as the pistol entered active service, numerous problems began to surface. Operational challenges. Why the 10mm auto failed. Even with the reduced power 10mm light load, the recoil of the 10mm auto proved to be a significant issue. Agents found it challenging to control during rapid-fire situations, resulting in reduced accuracy. The recoil also caused faster fatigue during training and operations, undermining the confidence of agents who needed precision under high-stress conditions. Comparatively, the recoil of the 10mm Lite was still more substantial than that of the .40 Sand or 9mm, making it unsuitable for the average law enforcement officer, many of whom lacked extensive firearm training. The Smith & Wesson Model 1076 encountered numerous mechanical issues that severely undermined its reliability. Among the most frequently reported problems during training exercises were instances of jamming and failures to fire, which often necessitated extensive maintenance or even the replacement of parts. Another persistent issue was the inconsistent ejection of spent casings, which occasionally resulted in double feeds and other malfunctions that disrupted the pistol's operation. Compounding these problems was the use of mismatched springs, a cost-saving measure that ultimately compromised the pistol's ability to reliably cycle the 10mm auto round. In one particularly alarming case, an FBI agent's Model 1076 jammed so severely during a critical arrest that it required tools to unjam the weapon afterward, highlighting the weapon's unreliability in high-stakes situations. Such incidents eroded agents' trust in the pistol, further amplifying concerns about its practicality for law enforcement use. The Model 1076 was large, heavy, and difficult to conceal, making it impractical for everyday carry. Agents accustomed to lighter revolvers and compact pistols struggled with the bulk and weight of the new sidearm, combined with the challenging recoil. These factors made the Model 1076 an unpopular choice. The transition to the .40 Recognizing the issues with the 10mm auto, the FBI sought a replacement cartridge that could replicate the ballistics of the 10mm light, but in a smaller, more practical package. This led to a collaboration between Smith & Wesson and Winchester to develop the .40 cartridge. The .40 brought with it a range of advantages that made it an appealing alternative to the 10mm auto. Its ballistics closely matched those of the reduced-power 10mm light, ensuring it delivered sufficient stopping power while addressing many of the challenges posed by its predecessor. Additionally, the cartridge's shorter case length allowed it to be chambered in pistols originally designed for 9mm, significantly enhancing its versatility and making it suitable for a broader range of firearms. Perhaps most importantly, the .40 generated noticeably less recoil than the 10mm auto, improving agents' ability to control their firearms and maintain accuracy during rapid-fire situations or extended use. These factors collectively made the .40 were practical and effective choice for law enforcement. While Smith & Wesson debuted the .40 with their Model 4006, Glock quickly gained the upper hand by releasing the Glock 22 and Glock 23, chambered in .40. These pistols were lighter, more reliable, and easier to handle, quickly becoming the preferred choice for law enforcement agencies nationwide. By 1993, the FBI had completely transitioned to .40 Glock pistols, marking the end of the 10mm auto's short-lived tenure in law enforcement. The legacy of the 10mm auto, despite its failure as the FBI's standard cartridge, the 10mm auto found a second life in the civilian market. Its high-energy ballistics made it an excellent choice for hunters, outdoor enthusiasts, and self-defense against large predators. Modern firearms manufacturers, including Glock, Sig Sauer, and Smith & Wesson, have reintroduced updated 10mm pistols with improved ergonomics and reliability. Models like the Glock G20 Gen 5 and the Sig P32 XTN have renewed interest in the cartridge, particularly among firearm enthusiasts seeking power and versatility. The return to the 9mm, a modern solution, by the early 2010s. Advancements in ammunition technology led the FBI to reconsider its standard sidearm cartridge. While the .40 had proven effective, it also introduced its own set of challenges that made it less practical over time. One of the primary issues was the increased wear and tear it inflicted on firearms due to its higher pressures, which accelerated the rate of mechanical degradation and resulted in higher maintenance costs. Additionally, Although the .40 Sanders recoil was less intense than that of the 10mm auto, it was still more pronounced than the 9mm, which impacted shooting accuracy and made extended use less comfortable for many agents. Another drawback was its lower magazine capacity. Pistols chambered in .40 Sand typically held fewer rounds than their 9mm counterparts, a limitation that could prove critical in high-stress situations where every shot counted. These factors combined to prompt a re-evaluation of the FBI's choice of ammunition. Over the years, advancements in ballistic technology elevated the 9mm cartridge into a highly reliable and effective choice for law enforcement agencies. Modern 9mm ammunition, such as the 147-grain Speer Gold G2, demonstrated significant improvements in performance. It offered enhanced penetration, meeting FBI standards for ballistic effectiveness by reliably piercing barriers like glass and car doors without losing its stopping power. Additionally, these rounds were engineered for controlled expansion upon impact, ensuring consistent energy transfer to maximize stopping power in critical situations. Perhaps most importantly, the 9mm's reduced recoil allowed for faster and more accurate follow-up shots, particularly benefiting less experienced shooters by increasing their confidence and precision during high-pressure scenarios. By 2015, these advancements led the FBI to formally transition back to the 9mm as its standard sidearm cartridge. This decision reflected a practical and effective approach, aligning with broader trends in law enforcement that prioritized ease of use, cost efficiency, and overall performance. The benefits of returning to the 9mm. The reduced recoil of the 9mm allowed agents to maintain greater accuracy during rapid-fire scenarios. This was especially important in high-pressure situations where precision could mean the difference between life and death. Most 9mm pistols held 15 to 17 rounds per magazine, compared to 12 to 13 for .40 Sand pistols. This gave agents more ammunition at their disposal without needing to reload as often. The 9mm was not only cheaper to produce but also caused less wear on firearms, reducing maintenance and training costs for the FBI. The FBI's decision to return to the 9mm influenced other law enforcement agencies across the United States. As many local departments looked to the FBI for guidance, the transition sparked a nationwide trend favoring 9mm pistols. Lessons from the 10mm auto experiment. The story of the 10mm auto is a testament to the importance of balancing power, practicality, and usability in law enforcement. While the 10mm auto offered exceptional ballistics, its excessive recoil and the reliability issues of the Smith and Wesson Model 1076 made it unsuitable for the average FBI agent. The experiment also highlighted the need for rigorous field testing and feedback before widespread adoption of new technology. The FBI's shift to the .40 Sand and eventual return to the 9mm reflected a commitment to learning from past mistakes and prioritizing what worked best in real-world scenarios. The resurgence of the 10mm auto in the civilian market. Although its tenure in law enforcement ended in failure, the 10mm auto has found a second life and a devoted following in the civilian market. Modern firearm manufacturers have successfully addressed many of the cartridge's initial challenges, designing pistols that effectively manage its powerful recoil and improve overall usability today. The 10mm auto thrives for several compelling reasons. Its exceptional stopping power makes it a top choice for personal defense, particularly in rural areas where encounters with large predators are a real concern. Additionally, the cartridge's high-energy ballistics make it an excellent option for hunting applications, allowing hunters to take down medium-sized game such as deer and boar with confidence and efficiency. The availability of modern firearms further contributes to the 10mm auto's resurgence. Pistols like the Glock G20 Gen 5 months Sig Sauer P320XTN, and Taurus TH10 are equipped with advanced ergonomics, improved reliability, and effective recoil management. These innovations have made the 10mm auto more accessible and appealing to a wider audience, cementing its place as a versatile and powerful option for enthusiasts seeking both performance and practicality. Conclusion: the FBI's adoption of the 10mm auto was a bold but flawed experiment. While the cartridge promised unmatched power, it ultimately proved too unwieldy for practical law enforcement use. However, the lessons learned paved the way for more effective solutions, including the development of the .40 and the return to the 9mm. Today, the 10mm auto enjoys a second life in the civilian market, where advancements in firearm design have unlocked its full potential. Its story serves as a reminder that even failures can lead to innovation and progress in the pursuit of better tools for law enforcement and personal defense. What are your thoughts on the 10mm auto? Would you trust it? Or would you prefer the practicality of a 9mm or .40? Share your opinion in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this article with anyone interested in firearms history and innovation.